Hi there, this is Jay from I Wonder UK. Today you join me on a circular walk I'm going to do. We've parked at Minions in Cornwall up on Bodmin Moor, and we're going to be walking around looking at Hurlers stones, Cheesewring, round the quarry, circular walk back around to the car park. The car park's free. Later on in the video I'll put the what 3 words where to find it up the top there, and we'll get out and enjoy it. From the car park, literally 100 metres, just walk straight away from the road, the opposite direction from the road where you parked at Minions, and just head out some more. You may be able to see the Cheesewring in the distance there. I'll give it a little quick zoom in to see if you can see it. Just there, centre screen now. That's the way we're heading. It's the 2nd of January today, 2023. And it's a beautiful day and it's very busy up here. There's a lot of people. The car park is full. It is 1 o'clock. You'll know if you're going in the right direction, because if you look out to the right hand side, you'll see the old engine house there. The engine house has also got a museum in it. Like I say, we're doing a walk today, about 3, maybe 4 miles. 2nd of January. I've been ill, to be honest with you, for 7 weeks tomorrow, so if my voice is a bit crackly, I do apologise. Hopefully you'll still be able to hear me. If you're coming out on this walk, it is a bit boggy. Wear some boots because you're probably going to get your feet wet. It's a fairly straightforward walk. There's a little bit of light scrambling later, which you'll see around the Cheesewring, so just something to be aware of. And already we're hitting the Hurlers, centre of screen now. The Hurler stones date back to 1500 BC, so they've been around a while, 3,500 years. I think they were excavated in about 1930, I'm going to say, something like that. To actually see these rings of stones out here, you see all the people around, which is quite unique. It's not quite Stonehenge, but I think there's 3 concentric circles. I think there's a legend that goes along with the Hurlers that says something like, I think there are some blokes, some say giants, were hurling, which is a game, I believe, on a Sabbath day. For punishment, they were turned into stone. But a quick spin round from the first circle of stones. You'll see the second circle of stones over there with the person with the yellow coat on, and if you look back past the engine house with the big mast, there is Carradon Hill, which I've done another circular walk on. I'll link it in the description below. There is a gravel path that comes out this way, about the wide of a track for a vehicle, that runs right the way out past to the Cheesewring. But because we're out on the moors, you can wander where you like, as long as you don't mind your feet getting damp. So we're going to head straight up towards Cheesewring now. You may be able to hear the cows moaning in the background there. I'm not sure what's bothering them today, but yeah, they're going on. And as an added bonus today, instead of just walking out to the Hurlers and up to the Cheesewring, I'm going to take you around a circular walk and add a couple of bits onto it. There's a quarry pit up here called Goldiggings. Going to take you down and have a look down there. It's a minor detour, well worth including, I think, so stick with us. It can get a little busy up here with several people because it is very popular, but it's that big you can just find your own path, which is brilliant. Find your own space. Now, there's Cheesewring in centre of screen now. We're just heading to the left slightly. It's going to drop down a bit and then approach Cheesewring from the other side. Like I say, be warned, it can be boggy, but you can keep your boots fairly dry, just hop skips around them, and definitely bring a fleece and a waterproof up here. I only had to travel 20 minutes, 25 minutes to get out here, and it's a lot warmer a little bit further down. Lucky today we've got no wind, but when the wind comes up across here, believe me, it's cold. With the Cheesewring just to the right hand side of you, divert like a fork slightly to the left till you find this, like a sunken valley. You see the scale of it from the people on the other side of there. This is a good place to cross down here, but there's several places where you can get across. Just find your own way. We're going to go and find the old quarry pit, Goldiggings. We're on the other side of that little valley bit now. There's your outlook at the Cheesewring there. Looks miles away now, doesn't it? But we're heading down towards this outcrop of stones, just past those people in the distance there to the right hand side. I'm going to zoom in slightly. And that's what you're looking for there, centre of screen now. And there's your view in the distance. There's a couple of reasons I brought you out this way. I think one, it's a shame to miss it because a lot of people don't actually get out this far, and it's not that much further, I promise. Locals do, locals know about it very well, but it's sort of like a little hidden secret. I think people just get here, get out to the Cheesewring, and why not? The second one is I think you get a lovely view of Cheesewring coming this way, and the ascent is a lot more gentler. You're not got a steep side to walk up to kick off with, so added bonus. If you don't feel so confident, or you don't really like to go off the path too much for whatever reason, there's a gravel track straight from the car park. I just try and find, there's a couple of people there walking down it now, and it's a gravel path for about 2/3 of the way, and then it turns into a wide, and I mean 2 to 3 metre wide path that will bring you all the way out there. There's another couple of people there, and the path brings you all the way up to there, another alternative. View of the Cheesewring has changed again now. Not very long, just a short little while. Centre of screen now is a sharp tour, and there's centre of screen now looking dark and foreboding is Kilmar Tor. Actually had an afternoon up there, the views are fantastic. Perhaps another time. As we're getting closer now, you can see where we're actually aiming for, and these stones, to give you some idea, are not little pebbles. They're 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5 or 6 foot long. Huge granite blocks, and we're trying to aim up in the middle. Normally I go straight into the pit, the quarry bit where the water is, but today I'm going to have a look around the top and around the outside. From this point you may just be able to see the edge of the quarry there in the shade. We're going to have a little look over the top first of all, so just deviate to the left if you want to follow this. Just a quick look back, just showing you the path I was referring to earlier on, the nice wide grassy path. Leads all the way from the car park if that's what you'd like. Like I said, this is the 2nd of January, and this is very popular with the locals, called Goldiggings. But I don't think I've ever seen anybody swimming at this time of year, but good luck to them. 30 years ago maybe for me, but kudos. And they're not just having a little dip in and out either. We've seen it from the top, let's go down and have a closer look. Round in Goldiggings, the quarry pit here, and you'll be able to see centre of screen now, Carradon Mast up on the top of Carradon Hill. Coming out of the quarry, we're going to take the easy route up to Cheesewring. I'll highlight it on the map here, rather than, you could cut straight across. We'll take the easy option up to the top there. So this rock here, we're going to bear down this little track to the left here. What we're aiming for is that gentle slope on the other side there, so keep those rocks in view. And straight in centre of screen now up there. We're going to take the gentle descent, like keeping the contour at the side of the hill. Not going down as far as the people there with the red jacket and the black jacket, but keep the walls on your left hand side. There's several paths that leads up to the Cheesewring. I've chosen the one next to the wall just to make it easier to navigate, but like I said, be careful because it is a little bit boggy, but at least you can see it today. And the moon's out over Cheesewring. We're approaching the final little ascent. It's not super huge up to the Cheesewring now, but as I think people who watch my channel before know that I advocate stop and have a little look back and see where you've come from. There's Goldiggings there. A few minutes walk, but I love that feeling of satisfaction when you look back and think, wow, I just walked from there. We're on the top of the Cheesewring now, and the views from up here are just... Oh, hello, little visitor. There's Carradon Hill. Looking out and you'll be able to see Dartmoor in the distance. Like I say, just staggering. There's me. And more of the Cheesewring rocks. I think I spotted a nice little spot for a 5-minute break. Just get up on there, sit down, have a coffee and take in the view. Yep, certainly a bit special. Get up on the Cheesewring, give yourself plenty of time to have an explore around, sit down and take in the views. Amazing. From the top of Cheesewring, look for this line of rocks and the fence in centre of screen now, and we're going to follow it down into the quarry on the centre of screen now, back out and to the engine house in the distance there where there's a little museum. We'll see if it's open today. Keep this fence on your right hand side as you drop down. It's relatively steep, not too bad, just take it nice and slow because the grass will be damp and the stones will be damp. You can slide and slip, but it's not too gnarly. And we're heading down towards there. Then you drop down into this path that runs around the bottom of the quarry. A lot of the times, if you're lucky, you might see someone abseiling down from there. Not sure what your views are on that, throwing yourself off the side of a cliff, but lots of people find it fun. Like I said, there's a natural path that leads through, like grassy between these massive stones, with a few Christmas trees. If you look up there, just centre of screen now, you'll see for some sort of scale, a couple of people just admiring the view. It's gnarly and quite rugged, but I find it beautiful. Just keep following the grassy path round and then it turns into this track, which has got the old railway lines on it. But nice views you get to here. As you're walking down, and beware it is wet, look out for these granite plinths where the railway lines used to sit on. Not so many of them now. And then the view will break out here and you'll see Carradon mast again, and just the tip of the engine house there, centre of screen. When you've come out of the quarry, choose your own path coming down. The two great landmarks, Carradon mast straight in front of you there, and you can see the engine house is where we're aiming for now. There's several little paths, or make up your own. That's the beauty of being out here. As you're walking down and around, I've chose like a middle path today, and like I said before, there's Carradon in the centre of screen now. It's neither at the top of the hill nor at the bottom, but the engine house we spotted earlier on, just past this beautiful piece of granite, is just there to your left hand side. You could go down and explore it if you like. And there's just a quick look back. Wow, the sky looks fantastic. Got those rays going on at the moment. And then coming around there, we've just got another quick view of Sharp Tor. And then looking back up to Cheesewring. Don't forget to stop and have a look back. As I said, if you're walking, take your own path. Keep Carradon mast in your view at all times and you can't really go wrong. It's a fantastic landmark. Obviously it could come in foggy, but we're looking at the edge of the outskirts of Minions, and I'm going back up this way, which is obviously another railway line, or ex-railway line, and looking for another engine house. And the one we're looking for has got the museum in, but not long down this path, I don't. Path that I've just chosen, slightly longer, but you see a lot more of the engine's houses as you come around, but you can see the one framing for now in the distance. The sun coming down behind it, pretty spectacular, eh? If we stay on the high one, the high path, it's a quicker route to there. As you approach the engine house, you'll be able to recognise it's like a grass ramp and a couple of stairs going up to it as well. A very impressive engine house. Like I said, they had like display boards, like a mini museum. Unfortunately, January the 2nd today and it's locked. If you want to get back to the car park quickly, just go to the left hand side of the engine house there and that takes you back to the car park. But I'm going to walk back off here and linger on a little bit and enjoy this sun setting. As we leave that engine house behind us, with Carradon still on the left, like I said before, this is the outskirts of Minions. You could go straight into the little village of Minions there if you have time, if your timing's right, and please check the opening times. There's a couple of cafes, a tea room. Unfortunately, the pub's not open anymore. It got burnt down a few years ago, as I said in the previous video. But as I tend to, I'm lingering this one out and I'm wandering. So I'm just wandering across the moor and I'll eventually find my way back to the car park. Forgotten the what 3 words I will put just over here at the top here. Enjoy your day out. Like I say, I'm going to meander, or how I like to refer to it as wander, across the moors a little bit more. Take this last 15-20 minutes and enjoy the last little bit. Thanks for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed the walk. I'd leave a good 3 hours. It's an easy 3 hours, but give yourself the time to explore. Have a look around Hurlers, Goldiggings, the quarry pit I showed you, and up on Cheesewring. Definitely have some time for there. Come in, hopefully the museum will be open for you. That's got to be worth looking around for 5 or 10 minutes. Drop back into Minions, get a cup of coffee or a scone or something. Thanks for joining me. If you could, and you got some benefit out of this, you enjoyed it, please subscribe to my channel. I've got other walking videos. I've done a lot of long distance walking videos, but I started doing daily ones now as well, when I go out for a day, or what I call an afternoon out. Have a look at the description below. Done Southwest Coastal Path, 2 Moors Way, or the Devon's Coast to Coast, and I've been up to Norfolk and done Peddars Way and the Norfolk Coast Path, both walking and wild camping. But for now, on this beautiful 2nd of January, this is Jay from I Wander. I'm out of here.